बैंक आईक्यू में आपका स्वागत है। आज हम सेंटेंस करेक्शन के सेट 14 को कवर करेंगे। स्टार्टिंग ऑन विद द फर्स्ट सेट दैट वी हैव, मिस्टर रहेजा works being a corporate consultant. Works being a corporate consultant, ये गलत यूसेज हो जाता है। The correct usage has to be Mr. Raheja works as. Works being नहीं होगा, works as is going to be the correct answer. Mr. Raheja works as a corporate consultant. Verb जो work है ये always idiomatically as preposition का यूसेज लेगा। सो हम लोग वर्क एज, यू वर्क एज, यूर वर्किंग एज अ एडुकेटर, यूर वर्किंग एज एन ऑफिसर, यूर वर्किंग एज एन एसोसिएट। तो जो ये यहाँ पर वर्ब वर्क है ये इडियोमैटिकली एज preposition लेगा टू इंडिकेट द रोल और प्रोफेशन। जब भी आप किसी के रोल या प्रोफेशन को इंडिकेट करना चाहते हैं तो ये हमेशा वर्क के साथ एज का प्रयोग होगा। Moving on to the next pair, the Chief Minister said that the National Guard's aid to distribute food after the earthquake was invaluable to the citizens of the region. Now, यहाँ पर aid to की जगह aid in is going to be the correct answer. Let's just look at it. The Chief Minister said that the National Guard's aid in distributing, मदद in, आपने जो मदद की है in this domain, aid in distributing food after the earthquake was invaluable to the citizens of the region. aid in के साथ gerund अगर लगा देते हैं ये correct idiom हो जाता है। The word aid never takes to. to क्या हो जाएगा? infinitive हो जाएगा और aid के साथ हम to का प्रयोग नहीं करेंगे। So this as a rule you need to remember that aid in correct idiom हो जाएगा। Moving on to the second pair, the evening star is not a star but also the planet Venus. Now यहाँ पर we need to remember that the correct usage becomes the evening star is not a star but the planet Venus. So यहाँ पर not and but is going to be the correct point. यहाँ पर but also की ज़रूरत नहीं है. So here this is a point that you need to remember. Moving on to the next pair, Cicero was both one of the last legally elected leaders in the final days of the Roman Republic as well as one of the last advocates of a traditional sense of morality. Now यहाँ पर we need to remember that both के साथ we will be using and as we've discussed previously also. So the correct usage therefore becomes Cicero was both one of the last legally elected leaders in the final days of the Roman Republic and one of the last advocates of a traditional sense of morality. So यहाँ पर you need to remember that the correct idiomatic pair is both and. Both के साथ हमेशा and का प्रयोग हो रहा है. So this is something that you need to remember. So between के साथ भी हम लोगों ने and देखा था and both के साथ also and is coming. So this is something that we should remember. Football players are more able than baseball players in sprinting. Now here this is incorrect and the correct usage becomes football players are more able than baseball players to sprint. To sprint हो जाएगा. The adjective able जो है and the noun ability always idiomatically takes the infinitive. मतलब able और ability के साथ to लगाते हैं. She has the ability to perform well in her exam. He has the ability to become a successful entrepreneur. So हमेशा able और ability, are you able to do the work by yourself? So हमेशा याद रखिएगा कि able और ability के साथ हम infinitive लगाएंगे, हम to का प्रयोग करेंगे. This is important. Moving on to another example, fascination by the post-colonial assumptions strongly informed Ejaz Ahmad's search for the concept of hybridity. Now यहाँ पर it will be fascination with. There was a fascination with the entire concept. So fascination with. Fascination with the post-colonial assumptions strongly informed Ahmed's search for the concept of hybridity. ये आपको याद रखना है कि noun fascination जो है ये idiomatically preposition with लेता है. So fascination with. So idiomatically noun fascination लेगा preposition with. Fascination with something. He was fascinated or he has a fascination with a particular object. The firm's continued profits depend more than the CEO would like to admit in the continued breakthroughs in research and development. Now यहाँ पर depend in जो है ये गलत है. The correct usage becomes depend on. So here this is the correct answer. The firm's continued profits depend more than the CEO would like to admit on the continued breakthroughs in research and development. So verb जो depend है ये idiomatically हमेशा preposition on लेगा. Depending on the factors we will make an ultimate decision. So हमेशा जो यहाँ पर you need to remember verb depend जो है that will take the preposition on. Depending on. Depending on whether it rains today, I will go to the gym. So depending on. Your decisions are depending on something. Very important. Moving on to the next set. The rise of Nazism in Germany in the 1930s is often seen as an uninterrupted consequence from the Treaty of Versailles. Unintended consequence from is going to be incorrect. It should be consequence of. The rise of Nazism in Germany in the 1930s is often seen as an unintended consequence of the Treaty of Versailles. Consequence जो noun है ये idiomatically हमेशा preposition of लेगा. This was a consequence of our negligence. So consequence के साथ हम हमेशा of का प्रयोग करेंगे. This is something that you need to keep in mind. आप मुझसे इंस्टाग्राम पे नीरजा रहेजा के नाम से जुड़ सकते हैं और कमेंट सेक्शन में अगर आपको इस पर्टिकुलर वीडियो में जो सेंटेंस करेक्शन के सेट्स हम लोगों ने किया उसमें कोई भी प्रॉब्लम है तो आप उसे मेंशन कर सकते हैं.